We are with the big news, the Supreme Court upholding the death penalty that has been awarded to the 4 convicts just a short while back. We have been getting in numerous reactions. We also have with us right now in the studio Trisha Shetty, lawyer, founder, CEO of She Says. Trisha, I haven't come to you in a while, but before I come to you, Bishwajit Bhattacharya, the former Additional Solicitor General of India, is also with us. And sir, this verdict has come as a huge relief, not just for the parents of Nirbhaya, who really have themselves gone through such an ordeal, but for the nation. There was applause, there was clapping while the judgment was being read out.
Avantika, actually, what has happened is that the majesty of the law has reigned, supreme. So it is just a question of enforcing the law, and law is what it is. So in the statute book, you have a penal section, section 375, 376 pertaining to rape. They were basically amended after that, after the ghastly incident of 2012, 16th of December. So I wouldn't give too much of importance to clapping or non-clapping, but yes, there was a lot of expectation from the entire, if I may say so, use the word humanity at large, that whether or not this kind of a ghastly crime,
yes,
ghastly act,
yes,
how our legal system deals with it. Time has come in India that everybody, be you ever so high or low, should be afraid.
All right, Mr. Bhattacharya, the Delhi Police's Special Public Prosecutor Siddharth Luthra is also giving in a reaction. We'll just cut to that and listen in.
ठीक है, हमारे साथ सिद्धार्थ लूथरा, उनसे बात करते हैं। सर, सरकारी वकील थे आप इस मामले में, और बहुत इसमें जो है अमाइकस क्यूरी जो है दोनों, उनकी तरफ से भी जो है एक तरह से लीनियंट व्यू अपनाने की बात की गई थी। उसके बावजूद भी कोर्ट ने आप लोगों की दलीलों को माना और फैसला दिया। क्या कहना है आपका सर?
मेरा ये कहना है कि सुप्रिया आगे देखिए, हाँ, जस्ट अ मिनट, मेरी टीम साथ है भाई, डोंट, इनकी भी फोटो लीजिए। बोलिए। मेरा ये कहना है कि जरा साइड पे आओ। मेरा ये कहना, आओ जी, पुरोहित साहब आओ।
जी, बताइए।
मेरा ये कहना है कि इस केस में हमें मेहनत ये करनी पड़ी थी क्योंकि रिकॉर्ड वॉल्यूमिनस था, बहुत एविडेंस थी, बहुत एग्जिबिट थे, और मेरी सारी टीम ने मिल के यहाँ मदद की। ट्रायल कोर्ट में भी वकीलों ने प्रोसिक्यूशन के लिए बहुत मदद की, हाई कोर्ट में भी बहुत मेहनत की गई थी, और जो इन्वेस्टिगेटिंग एजेंसी ने इसमें बड़े तरीके से साइंटिफिक इन्वेस्टिगेशन की गई, और जो सारे अफसर हैं, मिस्टर प्रूथी हैं, सुप्रिया हैं, बाकी जो कोलीग्स हैं, सब ने दिल लगा के दिन रात काम किया, और उस काम का नतीजा आज ये है कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने ये दोनों जज सपोर्ट।
कोर्ट ने कहा कि जो मिटिगेटिंग सर्कमस्टांसेस हैं वो एग्रीवेटिंग सर्कमस्टांसेस से ज्यादा नहीं है, और इसीलिए जो है उन्होंने हाई कोर्ट के फैसले,
कोर्ट ने ये कहा है कि मिटिगेटिंग सर्कमस्टांसेस जो दी गई हैं इस केस में, जवान उम्र, उनके पारिवारिक सिचुएशन, ये सब लेने के बावजूद अगर देखा जाए तो इस जुर्म को देखा जाए, और उस जुर्म को जिस बेदर्दी से किया गया, हाँ, जिस बेदर्दी से इसे किया गया है, इसलिए कोर्ट का ये कहना था कि इस केस में डेथ सेंटेंस के सिवाय और कोई सेंटेंस
कोर्ट ने एक शब्द यूज किया, कहा कि इसकी वजह से समाज में सुनामी ऑफ, एक तरह से शॉक वेव जो है वो आई, मतलब एक सुनामी आई शॉक वेव।
कोर्ट का ये कहना है कि इस जुर्म ने सोसाइटी के रोंगटों को खड़ा कर दिया था, और सोसाइटी को हमें जवाब देना चाहिए। और ये जो कलेक्टिव कॉन्शियंस का आर्गुमेंट दूसरी साइड ने लिया गया था कि पॉपुलिज्म है, ये पॉपुलिज्म नहीं है। कोर्ट को ये देखना था, और जो कोर्ट ने आज देखा है कि हर जुर्म को सही सजा मिलनी चाहिए, ना कम ना ज्यादा, और इस केस में जो कोर्ट ने सजा सही सोची वही दी है।
ठीक, आखिरी सवाल है सर, इसके बाद अब क्या है प्रोसेस, अगर आम लोगों के समझाने के लिए हम बताएं तो?
इनको हक है कि ये रिव्यू फाइल कर रहे हैं, इसके बाद इनको हक है कि ये क्यूरेटिव पिटीशन में चले जाएं और बाद में या गवर्नर साहब या प्रेसिडेंट साहब को अपील कर सकते हैं, क्लेमेंसी मांग सकते हैं। उसका समय जो लगेगा, रिव्यू का 90 दिन है, उसके बाद क्यूरेटिव ली जाती है, तो वो जो समय लगेगा नॉर्मल कोर्स में।
चलिए, शुक्रिया हमसे बात करने के लिए। सिद्धार्थ लूथरा सरकारी वकील, इस मामले में सीनियर एडवोकेट हैं। पूरी टीम ने कड़ी मेहनत करी और जिसका ये नतीजा है कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट में भी हाई कोर्ट के फैसले को अपहेल्ड किया है और एक एक कड़ी दर कड़ी जिस तरह से इस मामले में मेहनत की गई, साइंटिफिक एविडेंस जुटाए गए और इन्हीं को आधार मानते हुए सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने भी इस फैसले को सही माना है।
Okay, Ahmed Azim there speaking to the Special Public Prosecutor and Senior Lawyer Siddharth Luthra. But before I get in some quick reactions, a quick listen in to what Asha Devi, the mother of Nirbhaya, had to tell my colleague Shweta Singh a short while back.
आप संतुष्ट हैं आप कि ये चारों के चारों दरिंदे फांसी पर झूलेंगे?
बिल्कुल संतुष्ट है। ये फैसला सिर्फ हमारा नहीं था, पूरा समाज का था, आप लोगों का था। मैं सबका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद करती हूँ, अपने सारे समाज का, अपने देशवासियों का, अपने मीडिया भाई बहनों का। सब लोगों ने हमारा उस टाइम से अब तक साथ दिया। मैं बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देती हूँ।
लेकिन निश्चित तौर पर
उम्मीद करती हूँ कि और भी बच्चियों के लिए हम ऐसे करेंगे। हम आज कह सकते हैं कि नहीं, कहीं न कहीं थोड़ा सा लचर व्यवस्था है, लेकिन कानून में देर है, अंधेर नहीं है। आज कोर्ट में साबित हो गया और मैं एक बार सबको धन्यवाद।
पार्क में ले जा रहा आप लोग, आशा जी क्या कहेंगे? पार्क में आ जाना, क्यों लड़ रहे हो? स्टील वाले ने भी तंग कर पार्क में सब एक साथ बात कर रहे हैं। रुक जा पीछे।
Okay, so a very important phrase there, कानून में देर है, अंधेर नहीं, Mr. Bhattacharya, but the president has the power to pardon death row inmates. And, you know, Pratibha Patil, in fact, had also pardoned about 30 inmates, if I'm not mistaken. What next? What will, we can expect next to happen?
Avantika, even before that stage of pardon comes, 2 more rounds of litigation will surely be open to the convicts. First of all, review petition. It is a
which the defense lawyers are already talking about.
It is a right of every losing litigant in the Supreme Court to file a review petition. And after review petition, then there is a further round in the Supreme Court itself. It is called a curative petition.
Yes.
So therefore, but normally the chances of success in a review stage or a curative stage are very, very slender.
And why is that?
That is because, you know, the review goes before the same bench, and in review normally, in very rarest of rare, even in review cases, when the Supreme Court entertains a review petition,
yes,
again in a rarest of rare cases where the Supreme Court may have committed some mistake, so 99.9% chance review petitions do not succeed. And after review petition, then there is a further round which is called a curative petition, and curative petition also, these judges will remain same, and number 1, number 2 in the Supreme Court will be there. Apart from that, they can always seek sort of pardon. So as far as the legal process and to seeking further quest for justice for the victims are concerned, this is not the end of the story. But you know, the chances are quite low even for pardon or review or curative to succeed. But yes, the Indian jurisprudential system gives a long rope to all concerned, and everybody is treated, if I may say so, fairly by the legal system, The only thing is that the number of judges in India is disproportionately low.
Yes.
Compared to the, kind of cases that keep coming as compared to the other advanced countries in the world. So I feel, I would sincerely implore upon the policymakers to see this aspect that the justice delivery system
is speeded up.
It becomes faster.
Yes.
Because even with a fast track court, it took 3, 4, 5 years almost.
Yes.
To, to culminate. The process of culmination has taken more than 4 years.
And yes, sir.
Sorry.
Yes, please.
And the kind of system that India has borrowed from the British system, like Indian Evidence Act, the Code of Criminal Procedure Code. Prime Minister Indira Gandhi was shot dead at point blank range. And even that trial and conviction went on for years and years and years.
Yes, sir.
I mean, so therefore it is time, apart from the fact that debate between death sentence and non-death sentence, to improve and to, speed up the justice delivery system.
Absolutely.
The policymakers now, time has come to make a very, very serious thought process.
That's the point you were making, right? That there's still a long way off for those kind of improvements to come about. But let's just focus on this big verdict. It's, really come as a huge, huge victory for the family members. You were talking about the mother of Nirbhaya also. And I remember when, the Juvenile Justice Bill was also passed, it only happened following the public outcry when one of the accused, who was a juvenile, was released after he was put into a juvenile home, which are also questioned in our country, the state of our juvenile correction homes in our country. There's just so much that needs to be improved on every front, isn't it?
Absolutely. That's the point I was making earlier as well, that this is just the start of a very long and possibly arduous journey in terms of especially the legal system in our country, of the kind of security that is provided to women. You heard Maneka Gandhi speak about, the one-stop center, which is part of the 1,000 crore Nirbhaya fund. But that is just such a small part of it. She spoke about the panic buttons that has now been implemented in mobile phones. And while these are good steps forward, we need to start addressing curative measures. We can't just talk about, a reaction to once the crime has happened. What do we do then? How do we prevent these crimes from happening in the first place? As a nation, this cultural messaging that the onus of any sexual assault, of any crime against women, lies with the woman itself is something we have to do away with, beginning with our politicians. You remember the kind of, once the Nirbhaya case was discussed in the public over the last 4 to 5 years, the kind of dregs of mentality that came up to the surface, right? Mulayam Singh saying that boys will be boys and women deserve to get assaulted if they step out in the night, or Abu Azmi's very regressive
and you have captured some of those social realities in your books as well. You talk about that kind of, where there's domestic abuse, molestation, rape that exists on multiple levels in our society, Meghna.
Absolutely. And Navantika, in the last 1 hour where we've had this discussion about the Nirbhaya case, there are 70 to 90 women who have already been raped. The problem with that is that the conviction rates are so low. Majority of the rape cases are not even reported. I was a victim of domestic violence. I suffered it for 5 years, despite, coming across as a modern or independent or highly educated woman. Because I realized, and it took me a very long time to come to this conclusion, women in our country are not taught how to speak up. We're constantly made to feel ashamed of the crimes that are committed against us. And this is so ironic, this is so bad, that this sense of entitlement that men have over women's bodies. And I don't know why this cultural messaging is being harped on and on. We saw Mukesh Singh, one of the rapists, he was completely unrepentant in India's Daughter, the documentary.
Yes.
He blamed Nirbhaya for the rape. He said she shouldn't have fought back.
Okay, so the father there of Nirbhaya, and what a moment really for both the parents. Mr. Bhattacharya, these two parents, both the father and the wife, they were even here in our studios when the juvenile was released, speaking to our channel and saying that they will not stop. They will not stop till justice is given to them, and that was the big question, whether justice will be delivered to the family members. And what a huge moment for, parents and the entire family, for the kind of trauma that they have been through as well. And Meghna making such an important point that the conviction rates in our country are still just so low. Probably it's time that our judiciary needs to sit up and take notice of most of the crimes that go either unnoticed, or a proper trial is not given, or then convictions are not seen.
I agree with you. The conviction rates are very low primarily because of the fact that the investigating agencies do a very, very slipshod job. And there has to be a clear-cut demarcation between an investigating agency and a prosecuting agency. And there should be total independence of our police force, investigating agencies and prosecuting agencies, because their loyalty should be to the law of the land. Now, unfortunately, that does not always happen.
Right.
So, this often, or sometimes, if I may say so, if not often, gives rise to, cases which are not filed on merit.
Right. And
important sensitive cases which require proper investigation are sometimes neglected.
And that big statement they're coming in from the Supreme Court saying that this verdict will set a precedent for all, saying that it was the rarest of rare crimes. The brutality of the heinous act was absolutely shocking. We're going to leave you with those defining moments, those images from the father of Nirbhaya.